I've always set up my benches, whether they're portable or fixed in a shop, to have a working height of exactly 36 inches. It seems to be an industry standard. Kitchen countertops as well as most shop tools. Portable saws are set at about 36 inches as well, but they're never quite perfect and they don't provide a micro adjust to get it just right. And it's very important if I'm feeding a piece of material out onto my bench as an outfeed that it not bump into the bench. I don't want it super high either because I could be working on something on my bench and my table saw becomes an extension of my bench and I don't want to bump into it going either way. I've made a modification to my SawStop that gives me that micro adjust. I'm Ron Paulk and this is the Smart Woodshop. If you want to get a detailed set of plans to build a smart woodshop for yourself or one of my workbenches, link in the description down below where you can purchase a set of plans and download them immediately 24/7, 365. In our store, you'll also find some affiliate links where if you purchase anything through those links, they'll share a little bit with us, not charge you any extra, and it helps us make these videos. This is my new table saw, the SawStop Jobsite Pro, and the one I've had for years, the predecessor, the legacy saw, and they're both identical when it comes to the stand. SawStop provides a set of adjustable feet on the non-wheeled side. I can lift the saw and precisely adjust this side to get it perfect with my workbench. But on the wheeled side, there isn't any way to adjust them. And so I played around with a lot of different ways to do it, and I came up with one that works. Now there's a number of ways to do this. I could just put shims under the wheels, but I like to move the saw around a few inches back and forth depending on what ripping or what job I'm doing, and so I'd constantly moving them. I could also wedge some shims up in between where the frame comes together, and they would pretty much stay in place when I move the saw around. Or I could unbolt the saw from the stand and shim it right there. But all of those are kind of temporary, or in the case of shimming the stand, a little more permanent where I'd have to undo some bolts and move it. I'd like to be able to adjust this on the fly if I find that when I get to a job, it's just a little bit different. So what I've done is I have taken that space where the frame comes together. There's a little play. I can lift this, and if I could move that, then I would be able to adjust the height up or down to get it just right. I've got it all figured out on this one, but the stand on my legacy saw is identical, so I'm going to go ahead and show you how I did it. With the saw flipped up in its working position, I can just eyeball here and see where the crossbar and the support for the wheel cross each other and figure out about where the bolt's going to go. I decided to use a 1/4 bolt with a lock nut. It's about 2.5 inches because it's what I had. And then I'm using one of these riveted threaded inserts designed to go into metal. My first attempt with the Pro Saw was to drill the proper size holes and then tap in some threads. My tap was only long enough to tap the outside. I couldn't tap through to the inside. And so I only had a single set of threads. So I drilled the backside hole out a little bit bigger so that the hex head would go through. And it worked great for a few minutes. But as I was putting pressure on it, because it only had about 2, maybe 3 threads, it started to give out. So I knew that wasn't going to work. And there's not enough room to put a nut on the backside. That would make it, to start with, too tall. I wouldn't be able to back it off enough. So I decided to go ahead and put in one of these inserts. It's kind of hard to tell what angle to go through, so I'm going to put the saw back down so that I can see precisely how to drill. I'm going to use this drill guide. It's basically a portable drill press, and there's a 45-degree angled cutout in it that sets it up perfect for drilling into dowels or anything that's round like this. To start with, I'm going to adjust the factory feet to get the non-wheeled side pretty close. Using gravity in your favor helps make the adjustment a little easier. I like to start with it a little high and bring it down. It's adjusted right where I want it, so now I'm just going to lock it in. That was easy and it didn't take any time at all. Hey, if you like these videos, if you learned anything, if you'd like to see me make more, be sure to give me a thumbs up, subscribe, and remember to ring the bell so you'll know when I put up a new video. Thanks for dropping into the Smart Woodshop. You stay safe and have a great day.